Cindelaras. A long time ago, there was Jengala kingdom led by a king named Putra. He was accompanied by a consort of a kind and a concubine who had jealousy and envy to him. The king's son and his wife both had been living in a very magnificent palaces and peaceful. One day the king's concubines had planning something bad on the king consort. This was done because the concubine Putra want to become empress. Concubine of the king and of conspiring was with the royal physician to implement the plan he had. Concubine of the king pretended to severe pain. The royal physician immediately called the king. After checking the concubine, the physician said that there was someone who had put poison in princess' drink. The man was none other than the king himself. Empress, said the physician. The king became angry to hear the explanation of the royal physician. He immediately ordered the governor to throw into the woods and kill his consort. Pati immediately brought Empress, who was pregnant, to the middle of the jungle. However, a wise governor did not want to kill the queen. Apparently the governor already knew the evil intentions of the king consort. Mr. Daughter, not to worry, I will report to the king that the princess had committed servant, said the governor. To deceive the king, the governor rubbed his sword with the arrest of rabbit blood. King was satisfied when the governor reported that he had killed the empress. After a few months of being in the woods, the queen bore a boy. The child was named Cindelaras. Cindelaras grew into an intelligent and handsome boy. Since childhood he had been friends with forest-dwelling the animals. One day, when he was playing, an eagle dropped a chicken egg. Cindelaras then took the egg and intends its born. After 3 weeks, the eggs hatch into a chick, which was very funny. Cindelaras diligently maintained chicks. Day by day the chicks grew into a cock that was stout and strong. But there was one strange from the chicken. Crowing sound was different from the other chickens. Kukuruyuk. Lord Cindelaras, his house in the middle of the jungle, the roof of palm leaves, and his father is Putra. The crowing of the cock. Cindelaras was amazed to hear the crowing chickens and ran back home. He immediately showed to his mother. Then, the mother Cindelaras recount the origins of why they were in the woods. Hear the story of his mother. Cindelaras determined to go to the palace and expose evil king's concubine. After his mother's permission, Cindelaras went to the palace accompanied by a rooster. While on the way there were some people who were risking chicken. Cindelaras then called by the fighter chicken. "Come on, if you dare, go fight your chicken with my chicken," she challenged. "All right," replied Cindelaras. When pitted, it turned Cindelaras' rooster fight with the mighty, and in a short time, it could beat his opponent. After a few times pitted, chicken Cindelaras won. News about the greatness of chicken Cindelaras spread quickly up to the palace. Putra eventually even heard the news. Then, Putra told her servants to invite Cindelaras to the palace. "Servant, face his excellency," said Cindelaras politely. The boy was handsome and intelligent. It seems he was not a descendant of the commoners, thought the king. Chicken Cindelaras pitted with chicken Putra with one condition. If chicken Cindelaras lose, then he was willing to head beheaded, but if the chicken won, the half-wealth Putra belonged to Cindelaras. 2 chickens were fought gallantly. But in a short time, chicken of Cindelaras conquered the king. The audience cheered and cheered Cinderlara's chicken. Okay, I admit defeat. I will keep my promises. But who are you, young man? Asked King Putra. Cinderlara's immediately bent like a whisper something in his chicken. Not how long the chicken immediately rang. Kukuruyuk. Lord Cinderlara's, his house in the middle of the jungle, the roof of palm leaves, his father is Putra. The rooster crowed repeatedly. Putra aback Cinderlara's rooster. Is that true? The king asked in astonishment. True, king, my name is Cinderlara's, my mother is the consort of you. At the same time, the governor immediately face and tell all the events that actually happened to the empress. I've made a mistake, said King Putra. I will provide just punishment on my mistress, said the king with anger. Then, concubines Putra was thrown into the woods. Putra immediately hugged her and apologized for his mistakes. After that, Putra and commanders were immediately picked consort to the forest. Finally Putra, Empress and Cinderlara's could regroup. After Putra died, Cinderlara's took the place of his father. He ruled his kingdom villages with fair and wise.